Okay, over the next couple of months, I decided I'm going to put Doomsday away for a little while, much like what DC needs to do every now and then. If you use Doomsday too much, he entirely loses any and all of his prestige. So what I'm going to do over the next couple of months, the next month being July, I figured, what better than to take Captain America and his collection of, like, I'll say compatriots, as well as some of his villains, and put them against the Batman family. So yes, I will have Batman fighting Captain America. I'll also probably have Nightwing involved in a fight. Probably Falcon involved in a fight. I do believe that Diamondback will probably be in a fight, potentially even someone kind of like Batgirl or Batwoman. One of those two. I'll also probably have Jason Todd involved in a fight, maybe against the Winter Soldier. That's the style I use as opposed to saying, Bucky, Captain America. I might even throw in someone like U.S. Agent and maybe Jean-Paul from the Batman side. From some of the villains, I'm thinking a non-Venom enhanced Bane on the Batman side. Probably Prometheus. He's not a direct Batman villain, but whenever a villain is called Batman if he was a villain, I think he works fairly well. As well as probably the Joker. On the other side, Crossbones has been a really decent villain when it comes to Captain America. Someone who's every bit the physical equal of Captain America. As well as probably somebody like Taskmaster. Anybody who's had the ability to watch somebody and copy their moves makes a pretty good fight for somebody. And then, of course, I got Joker, might as well toss in the Red Skull. And then for the month after that, which of course will then be August, someone mentioned Superman versus Goku. So I might as well do DC characters versus some of the Dragon Ball Z characters. I used to watch the cartoons, so I got a decent amount of knowledge on that. For September, I'll probably go back to a DC versus Marvel sort of thing. I won't use Doomsday again. I'll probably pick different characters, kind of like, maybe like Parallax versus Onslaught, Thanos versus Darkseid, fights kind of like that, where I'll probably do more villain versus villains. And then in October, when I'll be doing my long Halloween marathon, I'm also trying to figure out how I want to do, certain horror fights. If I want to do just generic things like, werewolves from this movie versus werewolves from this movie, or vampires versus werewolves, those sorts of things. Or if I want to go into more of a Freddy versus Jason, Michael Myers versus Leatherface, those sorts of things. Aliens versus predators, gremlins versus critters, something more like that. Or just something more on the generic side. What if Buffy were to fight, the Twilight vampires? Something kind of like that. So that's been going on for the next couple of months. So if you want more fights with Doomsday, by all means, toss them in the comment section. For the people who want me to do an Avengers team versus a JLA, I'm still trying to work that one out in my head, because it's either I have to do one giant fight of team on team, or I'll have to do like 7 individual fights. I think the 7 individual fights will probably work a lot better for something like that. That's going on for the next, I guess, 4 months when it comes to my versus battles.